Hello everyone, this is Paul. Welcome back to A Common Touch of Fantasy. This is episode number 7, and happy Valentine's Day to all the people out there. I hope you have a great Valentine's Day, and it's just a great time for everyone. If you don't have somebody or you do have someone, it doesn't matter. I just hope you have a great Valentine's Day regardless. So let's get right to what's going on today. I have some reviews. I have some books that I'm currently reading. I have a lot of borrowed books and bought things, so wait for that. And I'm going to talk about my favorite comic. Spoiler, it's Descender, the newest Descender comic issue. Alright, let's get right to it and talk about the books that I've read. The first book that I finished last week was The Silkworm by Robert Galbraith. Galbraith is J.K. Rowling, but I will refer to him as Robert Galbraith. This is the second book in the Cormoran Strike series, and I love this series so much. There are two main reasons why I love these books. The first reason is because of Cormoran Strike himself. He is a great character. He is a larger guy. He's tall. He has a prosthesis leg that something happened during the war and he lost his leg, and he's kind of grumpy at times and a little bit antisocial, but I just really like his character. At times he reminds me a lot of myself. I like to read books where the main character is a little bit like me. Maybe he's a little bit overweight and tall like Cormoran Strike and myself, and I think that's really cool to have that type of person in the book that I can kind of relate to when it comes to different interactions with individuals that he has in this book. Also, the other reason why I really like this book was because Galbraith writes these very detailed. They're very step-by-step, place-by-place, investigation-by-investigation type of mystery, where Cormoran Strike, the Private Eye, goes to each individual place, looks for clues, and talks to people. And for some readers, it might be a little bit drawn out, but for me, I love that type of detail. I also love his working relationship with Robin, his secretary, who wants to be a private detective herself. I think they have great chemistry together, and I like how she doesn't put up with any of his crap that he tries to pull. This is a great book. It's about a literary mystery. An author goes missing after he writes a very scathing book that criticizes all of the agents and other authors and publishers in London, and he disappears, and Strike is on the job to try to find him. Really enjoyed this one. I give it a 4 out of 5. I think if you like mystery and you like detailed mystery, you will enjoy the Robert Galbraith Cormoran Strike books. The next book I read was another mystery, but this one was science fiction mystery, and this is 6 Wakes by Mur Lafferty, and I loved this book. I love this book for 3 main reasons. The first reason was that this world building that Mur Lafferty creates is phenomenal. She takes the idea of cloning and just goes with it. And she really dives into how cloning in this world would really impact every single person, every ideology, every type of thinking, and what this would mean for the human race. And it's so specific and detailed that I just love that type of world building. It's just fantastic. And the next reason why I love this was because the mystery was so well done. It's like a mosaic mystery, and Lafferty just gives us a little information here about this character, a little bit about this character, and the whole picture starts to get filled in as the book goes on, and I love that about this book. She goes back in time and shows us where these characters come from, and we learn more about the characters through that we can take into the present and try to figure out the mystery that is going on in the present. So basically, this book is about these 6 individuals that wake up their clones and all of their previous clones have been murdered. Also, they have no recollection of what happened in the last 25 years aboard this generational ship that is going to a new planet to colonize this new planet. Now, all of these crew members that are clones are also criminals, and they volunteered to do this to pilot this ship out to this other planet so that they can gain their freedom. On board is a bunch of people in cryosleep, thousands of people in cryosleep, or clones in stasis. I really love this book. The mystery was fantastic. The pacing was perfect. The characters were so interesting. I've heard people talk about how they're not very likable, but I found the humanization of these criminals to be fantastic. And you really get to know that it's the circumstances, the difficulties they had in life that really put them in the situation they are. And at times they're not even really responsible for what happened to them. It just kind of life just happened to them at times. And I just really liked the sincerity and the realness of the characters. The mystery is fantastic. The world building is fantastic. The science fiction elements are fantastic. There is an AI in this book that has a personality, and it's just a great book. Really quick read. I read this over the weekend, and I loved it. I could not put it down. Highly recommend it. The first 5-star book of 2017, 6 Wakes by Murray Lafferty. If you like mystery and you like science fiction, you'll probably like this book. Alright, so what am I reading this coming week? I have started the second book in the Rain Wilds Chronicles by Robin Hobb. This is called Dragon Haven. I am listening to this on audiobook and also reading it. I'm only about maybe 70 pages in so far as I started this morning. I am looking forward to seeing where Robin Hobb takes this story from here. I am also reading, surprise, on my brand new Paperwhite that I just got last week. I am reading The Memory Keeper's Daughter by Kim Edwards. This is the library book club pick of the month, and because I'm working at the library, I'm trying to be more involved, and I'm reading that. I just started it last night, and it's basically about a couple that had twins, but the female twin had some birth defects, and the father got rid of the daughter basically, but the nurse is now taking the daughter, and the nurse is going to keep the daughter. So basically the two twins are going to grow up separately, and the doctor and his wife don't even know that the daughter is still alive. And I'm looking forward to getting into that more, and I really like reading on my new Kindle. I read some last night, and it was great. The lighting was perfect. I love that aspect of this. When I can't read at night, grabbing this is a much better option than turning on the lights or turning on my phone and kind of waking me up even more. So that's why, one of the reasons why I got it, also to read more magazines and stuff on this. I had a Nook previously, and I felt like it was time to upgrade to a Paperwhite, and I'm looking forward to reading more ebooks this year and the coming years as well. Also, I hope to get at the end of this week into Orphan Train by Christina Baker Klein. This is another general fiction book about the orphans that went around the United States, and they basically got placed into indentured servitude to people as they adopted kids off this orphan train. This is another book that I'm reading for something going on at my library. So this week is mostly all about general fiction, which is good. I haven't read much general fiction in the last few months, and then the Robin Hobb book as well. Alright, so let's hype a new release. What do I think is good that just came out? Well, it came out last week, but I'm going to go with it anyways. And that is All Our Wrong Todays. by Alon Mastai. Pretty cool. Alon Mastai is a screenwriter, and he's written some movies, and this is his first book. Basically, this is about a Jetsons-like utopian world in the future, and that is his 2016. All the things that we thought were going to happen in the future happened, but something happens where he gets put into our timeline and our 2016, and it's like a parallel universe time travel mishap type story, but it's mostly about this character finding out who he is and what his future entails. And I think that sounds interesting. I like these type of books, and I like these type of coming of age, figuring yourself out type of books. And so this is my new release hype of the week, All Our Wrongs Today by Alon Mastai. All right, let's get to the books that I borrowed and the things that I bought. We have a lot of stuff here. Let's go first with what I borrowed. I borrowed the CDs of Hamilton. I've yet to listen to Hamilton, the Broadway play, and so I'm finally going to get to this and listen to this and see what the hype's all about. I've already heard some songs from it, but I'm looking forward to it anyways. I have On the Edge of Gone by Carolyn DuVries. I also have Caravel by Stephen Garber from the library. I'm looking forward to reading these. These are two YA books. One came out last year, and the other came out last month. And I'm looking forward to reading both because I feel like I haven't read much YA recently. And it's going to be tough not to read these two books because I really want to read them. So we'll see what happens this coming week. I also took out the next volume of the Superman Chronicle where he died. If you remember last week, I really enjoyed the first one. And the second one is all about a world without Superman. And then the third one is him coming back. So I'm looking forward to reading both of those. And then I read this last night, March, Book 1 by John Lewis and Andrew Aydin and Nate Powell. This is basically John Lewis's biography of his time during the civil rights movement. And this first volume is pretty good. I give it a 4. I really enjoyed the message, the history lesson. The only problem I had was the writing at times was way too small. Like, it did this thing where certain scenes have people like talking in the background, but it kind of made it look like the words are there. So I'm all close to it like this, trying to find what the words say. But it was pretty good. It's all in black and white. And it mostly focuses on his childhood, how he got involved in civil rights movements, and the lunch diner counter nonviolent movement that happened in Kentucky and around the U.S. in the late 50s, early 60s. It was really good. Highly recommend it. March, this is book 1. I need to get book 2 and 3 from the library because I did enjoy it. All right, let's get to what I bought. Of course, I bought the Kindle Paperwhite, and I'm enjoying it. But I also bought a ton of Image comics. Image is on sale right now on BarnesandNoble.com. It's buy 2, get the third one free. And then there was also a 20% off coupon off the whole order. And so I just went to town. I finished out Chew. So this is volume 6. I already have 1 through 5. This is volume 7. So yeah, I now have all of Chew. 8. That's the camera. 9. Folio. 10. 11. and 12, the last one. Chew just ended the last fall, so I'm looking forward to finally reading more Chew. I love it. It's one of my favorite graphic novel series, and I highly recommend it. And then I got 3 volumes of East of West by Jonathan Hickman. I got 2, and 3 and 4. This is a very outside the box kind of Western that is post-apocalyptic in nature, and it's really cool. I got I Hate Fairyland Volume 2. Love these covers. Pax Romana by Jonathan Hickman. This is about people in the Catholic Church that go back in time during the founding of the church, I believe, or maybe it might be the Crusades. Yes, I think it's the Crusades. And they have to change things, which would be very interesting. Lazarus, Volume 4. Got a lot of glare. Sorry about that. And then Birthright, Volume 2 and Volume 3. And that is the great Image 07 graphic novel haul from Barnes & Noble. And I am good for graphic novels for a while. I need to read these, that's for sure. My favorite podcast this last week was Sword and Laser. It's with Tom Merritt and Veronica Belmont. I was catching up with Sword and Laser. I was a little bit behind. And it's just a fun, easy to listen to book club and speculative fiction news. It's a little bit more mainstream than a lot of the podcasts I listen to, but I really enjoy it because Veronica and Tom have this great chemistry because they've been friends for a really long time, and I really enjoy it. Sword and Laser, you guys should check that out. Check out the link in my description box for my favorite episode from Sword and Laser recently. Comic. My favorite comic of last week was Descender, Volume 18. This is the second issue in the 4th arc, and it is on. It is so good. 17 and 18 have been amazing. I thought the 3rd arc was just alright. I liked it, but it wasn't as good as the 1st and 2nd arc for me. But this 4th arc is knocking it out of the park. Can I show you anything without spoiling something? I don't know. Sure. Check out that art. Very cool. Love Descender. Issue 18's awesome. It's so good. Also, Reborn was really good. And I really liked that graphic novel of March. My favorite Booktube video of last week was Nicole from Nicole's Adventure in SFFF. That's a lot of F's. Okay, basically she is doing her wrap-up videos again. If you haven't watched her in a while because of her schooling and stuff, she took kind of a break. Make sure you check her out again because she is so knowledgeable and she just has a great way to wrap up her books that I think is really well done without it being too long. And I really enjoy it. Check out her videos. That's Nicole from Nicole's Adventure in SFF, and I'll put the link to this video in particular in the description box below. And that looks like it's about it for me. I'm looking forward to reading all these books this week. I'm looking forward to hopefully watching more Booktube videos and just having an amazing reading week. I hope you guys have an amazing reading week. Let me know in the description box below what it is you're reading, what it is that you dug last week. Have you given anything a 5-star recently? If you have, I would like to know about it. Thank you for everything, and thank you for watching. I'll talk to you next time.